Hey, what's going on everybody? This your boy James from What's Your Forte, and today I'm going to be installing the CTS Turbo Intake into my BMW M4. Let's get it. Alright everyone, so this is the box that the CTS Turbo Intake came in. I actually ended up picking it up from a fellow Beamer Post member. They were selling it, they had got it on their car, they never installed it due to some personal reasons. And then they ended up selling it on the Beamer Post forum. And then I ended up picking it up for a very, very good price. I got it for around 300 bucks off the Beamer Post site. So if any of y'all are looking for quality products or looking for products maybe a little bit cheaper, definitely check out the classified section in the Beamer Post forum, man. You find some good stuff in there, but also be careful because there are some scammers in there. I have heard of people getting scammed, so just make sure you do your due diligence on the individual before you end up sending in money for any product. This CTS Turbo Intake, whole process was smooth. The seller was very cool with everything, sent me receipts and sent me everything, so everything worked out very smooth. So let's go ahead and get to unboxing the CTS Turbo Intake. Any of the OG members on the page on my channel know that I had the CTS Turbo Intake on my BMW 435, and I really liked it, and it was one of the few intakes on the N55 platforms that was like almost 100% guaranteed not to throw a CEL. There were some other intakes I know that had histories of throwing CELs from here and there, but the CTS Turbo Intake was one that was not. So when I saw they had one for the M4, I definitely knew I was one of the ones in the top running. There were a couple others that I was looking at getting, but this one, when I saw it for that price, I mean, it just made sense because a lot of people say intakes don't make power. There's been dynos that say they do make power. Some dynos say they don't make power, but I'm probably gonna get this dyno as well with this intake on. I already kind of have a baseline, so I'm definitely gonna get a dyno too. So y'all stay tuned for that. Man, make sure y'all subscribe so y'all can see if this intake actually really does make power. So let's go ahead. It looks like right here we got some silicone ring, little couplers there. So that's gonna help with mounting. This is gonna be the shorter intake pipe here. All right. Looks pretty good. It just reminds me how this thing is built. It just reminds me of the CTS Turbo Intake that I had on my 435, and I never had any issues with that. So that makes me a little happy there. And this is the longer intake pipe. And yeah, so I mean, this piece right here looks very similar to the 435 intake. You know, that's one thing maybe I wonder, would this work on a 435? Maybe that's the reason why they was able to sell this at such a good price. Because CTS, I think brand new, only sold this for about $399. I think it was like $399 to $369. I think. So they were selling it for a very competitive price because this piping right here looks very similar to the N55 piping. So they probably just had to add in this other piping and the other filter. And that's probably the additional cost. I mean, but yeah, man. So looks good there. It's got a wrinkle black finish. Not really more like a wrinkle black finish. And then these two boxes right here, I would assume will be the filters. So one thing that CTS Turbo had on their filters that made a unique sound for the 435, which I covered it in my video when I did the unboxing and intake sounds on that intake, is that they had these little yellow cones on the inside of the filter that I don't think no one else that I've ever seen has. And it seems like it helps funnel the air and also helps it make a unique sound. So hopefully this one, it looks like this, and looks like this filter also has it. So let me pull it out the bag for you all. So it has a little bit of CTS branding right there around the filter, and then on the inside you can kind of see right there the little yellow cone I was telling you about. Now y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, comment down in the comments. I don't know if any other filters, I've had K&N filters, I don't think they have any little cones or something like that in the inside. At least I haven't seen it. So this helps. I know on my 435 it made a very unique sound. A lot of people that really liked, and I really liked it too. So hopefully this makes that same sound, and I have two of these, so maybe it'll be louder. So all right, so that's pretty much everything in the box. One thing about CTS, they don't include any instructions in the box. You have to go to their website and download their install instructions. Or you either download it or just pull it up while you're doing the install. So that's the unboxing. Now let's go ahead and go underneath the engine of my M4. All right, so now we're underneath the engine of my BMW M4. So you're going to need a 13 millimeter to take out these screws around this carbon strut brace. So there's a screw here, screw here. There's some screws underneath that, the plastic piecing on the side here, and screws underneath here. And you're also going to need a 13 millimeter for those bolts, and then you're also going to need a 10 millimeter to take off this bolt. And then also there's some little quarter screws back here. You just have to turn it a quarter to take off. So we're going to go ahead and take these off and go ahead and work on, then after we take that off, we're going to go ahead and work on taking off the carbon strut brace. So let's go ahead and do that now. One thing I did want to show y'all was these little quarter screws here. Like I said, this is a 10 millimeter. You just kind of, they have these little arrows. So I'm trying to zoom in right there. So y'all can see those little arrows there. When the arrows are pointing towards each other, that means it's locked. You got to turn it away from the arrow, and then that will indicate that it's unlocked. So that's what you have to do to be able to get this little paneling off right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. All right, so as y'all see right here, there is this little piece right here. And again, my birds are back. They want to be in the video. Again, you see this piece right here. Some people take it off, some people don't. Some people don't take it off because they fear that they might break it. So I'm actually gonna leave it on because I don't think it'll be in the way. And I'm just gonna put a microfiber cloth right here over my vehicle, so I don't have to take it all the way off, because I think if I just turn it and leave it over here to the side, it's not really going to get in the way. So I'm just going to put a microfiber cloth right here to protect my paint and any scratches, and I'm just going to leave it on, because I always feel like if I don't have to take something off, I can just move it out of the way, just leave it on. So that's what I'm going to do. All right, so on this side, you got a little bit more things to worry about. You do have your terminal right here, battery terminal right here. So you do want to be careful not to damage anything in this area. So just be extremely careful when you're removing this plastic piece right here, not to damage anything in this area, because this is your battery terminal, which is very important. So if you do feel more comfortable, you can unplug the battery. It's not really necessary, but you can do that if you feel like you need to do that. So let me go ahead and remove this plastic covering now. So now after I've got this removed, go ahead and put my microfiber cloth right underneath here, slide this out to the side. So I did get this idea and trick from Simply Car Things. Y'all make sure to go follow his channel as well. He has a lot of great content. He actually just got an M4 as well, so he has a lot of good content. I was watching a couple of installs of the intake just to make sure, just to see what different ideas and what different things, different approaches people took. And I did get this idea from him. So shout out to him and his channel there for the good idea. So we got these removed on both sides here. So there's 1, 2, 3 bolts that you need to remove. So there's 1, 2, 3, and then there's 2 up there, and then there's 3 on the other side. So that's 6, 7, 8 13 millimeter bolts we need to remove. So now I'm gonna go ahead and remove these 8 13 millimeter bolts. All right, so I went ahead and took out the bolts here. So we got the 2 up front, 3 on that side, 3 on that side. So now you should be able to just lift this straight up and pull it straight out towards you. And you want to be careful. I come through this little rubber piece there, and then also this rubber piece here. And like I said, you don't want to damage anything. So this piece actually flaps all the way up. That piece was giving me a little trouble. Looks like there's a little piece holding it, but I think I should be able to slide it out without having to take all of those little plastic pieces off, plastic clips off. So let's go ahead and lift this up. I'm gonna pull this. Oh, forgot one thing. There's actually a 10 millimeter bolt right here you need to loosen. So let me go ahead and release that 10 millimeter bolt. All right, so now that it is out, this thing is beautiful. You want to put this somewhere safe because this thing is expensive. So I got some mats laying on the ground over there, so I'm gonna put this on the mats. All right. All right, so as we can see here, we got the carbon struts off. So this is the front intake, and then we have the other intake right over here. So we're gonna go ahead, I'll probably say, let's work on this intake over here first. This one seems to be very simple. So I'm gonna do this one first, and then I'm gonna come back and do the big one last. So we'll go ahead and focus on this intake first. All right, y'all, so what we have to do now is remove this mass airflow sensor out the way, and then also loosen this coupler here so we can separate this airbox from the piping here. So let's go ahead and do that now. So as y'all can see here, the mass airflow sensor has been removed, and then we also separated the airbox from this piping here. So now we just need to pull this airbox out. All right, so this is kind of what it looks like without the air filter right there. So not a whole lot here, just a big open space. So now let's go ahead and get to installing our part. All right, so now that the stock airbox is gone, you're actually going to reuse the bottom part of the stock airbox. But the reason why I wanted to remove it, so I have more room to work. Because if you can look right here, I gotta get to this coupling and remove this piece, because the CTS Turbo piece actually hooks to this piece and comes out to right here. So I gotta remove this part right here. So that's the reason why I want to move the stock airbox, so I have more room to work. So let me go ahead and get my screwdriver down in here and remove this piece so that I can install the CTS Turbo aluminum piping. All right, so I got this piping out right here. Pretty plastic piece. I mean, this piece is kind of flimsy, man. It's amazing how BMW puts these parts on their cars, and they're just kind of flimsy, man. I feel like I can crush this with my hand, but I don't know. I mean, but it's on there, so I guess it's built to last to a certain point. But you know, as you start increasing power and all that stuff, some of this stuff, as like my charge pipes, is something else I'm gonna be doing very soon, as I up the boost a little bit and up the power. But yeah, man. So this is that plastic piece they removed. So now I'm gonna go ahead and install the CTS Turbo piece. All right, so just to show you where the CTS Turbo piece is gonna hook to, it's gonna hook to that part right there. So as you can kind of see right there, that's exactly where it goes. All right, so this is the CTS Turbo pipe. So you want to take that little silicone piece they added onto it, put it on this end, and it's going to go in kind of like that in the engine bay. So you want to make sure you also put these two pieces right here facing towards you, because you got to be able to access them with your screwdriver. Don't have them facing the other way, because you won't be able to tighten them. So make sure they're facing towards you so you can go ahead and tighten them up. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that part right now. All right, so this is the airbox here. So as you can see here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 T20 screws holding in the airbox top part. So I'm gonna go ahead and unscrew all those, and then take the top off, take the filter out, and then reinstall the bottom part of the airbox. All right, so this is the inside of the airbox here. This is the carbon filters here. A lot of people remove this, and then just install a can-in drop-in, because they think that this right here just kind of restricts the flow. But like I said, I'm not gonna be using this top piece anymore, or this orange filter here. So all that is coming out. So go ahead and take this off, leave it off to the side, and I will be reusing the stock bottom piece. So I made the mistakes on this channel, so y'all don't have to make the same mistakes, and I cover them because I like for everyone to learn. So I would say, if you're going to do this, do not remove this lower part, because I could not get the lower part in with the CTS pipe installed. So just take the top part of the box off and do not remove the lower part. You don't have to. So I put mine back in. You got to do some fidgeting to get it back in, but it does go back in pretty snug. So now I'm gonna go ahead and reinstall the CTS Turbo pipe right here, and then have the pipe come right over here, reinstall the MAF, put on the filter, and we'll be good to go. All right, y'all, so one thing I almost forgot to do, and I would have hated it, was you want to go ahead and put your MAF sensor on beforehand, before you get it in there, because you may not have enough clearance with this hooked into the piping there to put your mass flow sensor on, and you don't want to damage it. So these right here are hex screws. So just want to kind of loosen these up. They come on it, and then put your mass flow airflow sensor back on. Screw these back in to secure it, and then put it on first. Because when you put this on, I just tried it just to try to test fit and try to see. If you put this on, you're not gonna have enough room to put your mass airflow sensor on the correct way. So you want to put it on first, so you won't have to worry about that later. All right, y'all, so everything is back installed. The mass airflow sensor, this filter's tightened, the couplers back there are tightened, and this thing is snug. It ain't going nowhere. Fits pretty well. Don't see any issues with anything, and we'll definitely see how it sounds. So now let's go ahead and work on installing this bigger intake front piece right here. All right, to go over what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and loosen this piece here, pull this out of this piece. Looks like you just pinch it and pull it straight out. Remove this little hose here. Looks like it just comes straight out. The mass airflow sensor, this little piping right here needs to be removed, and then we're going to unscrew the top of the airbox. So I'm going to work this way first and then work my way back to here. All right, everyone, so this is the CTS Turbo front piping here, and it's going to kind of lay right in there. All right, so let's go ahead and get this installed. So that's where the little piping goes there, mass airflow sensor, filter, and then your boost pipe on this end. So let's go ahead and get this installed. All right, so like on the CTS Turbo Intake that I had on my 435, you're gonna wanna have to reuse this grommet. So to take this grommet out, you kind of twist it towards you and then pull it straight out and pull it straight out. Then you have to remove this little grommet piece out of here, so then you can install it on the CTS Turbo part there, so it mounts right to the original factory piece. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove this and put it on that, and then install this right into the turbo inlet pipe. So let's get to it. All right, so as you see here, I got this grommet in. You kind of put it in and then you kind of twist it, and then you can kind of see that it fits snugly in place. Then you got this right here. You just kind of put the piping in and kind of slide it over. Now I'm gonna go ahead and tighten it up. So take my flathead here and tighten it about 80 to 90% of the way. Now you still got some other fitting to do, so I don't want to tighten it completely to the max, but just get it close enough where it's not going to move too much on you while you're trying to do the install. So a couple of turns there. All right, so that's not going to move too much. It's not like super tight. I don't want it super tight right now, so I still got to do some stuff over here. So this tube in here just kind of is going to sit here. It doesn't like it's going to go too much anywhere, so that's good there. So now we'll install this part. We'll just push this back in. You know what? See, I made a rookie mistake. I forgot. I should have put the mass airflow sensor on before I did all this. So I'm gonna reverse this, put this mass airflow sensor on, and then I gotta do this again. See, you gotta make sure you put that airflow sensor on. So let me go back and do that now. All right, y'all. So that's everything installed here. As you can see, that's the one pipe off the turbo. This is the other pipe right off the turbo, the front and the side intake there. Everything went in pretty well. I would say fitment is probably a 9 out of 10. I did have a little bit of difficulty back here on this one, but I was able to get it to work. But this one was super easy. Everything fit right into place and fit everywhere that it's supposed to go. So no issues there. It's not going anywhere, so not worried about that. So now I'm gonna go ahead and do some engine revs right now, just so you can hear what it sounds like. I'm not gonna drive it yet until I put the front brace back on, of course. But let me go ahead and just do some engine revs now so y'all can hear what it sounds like. Alright, y'all, so as y'all can see, I'm back inside the car. I got everything hooked up, everything worked out fine. What I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna take the car for a little drive. I'm gonna drive moderately to see if I can hear any intake noise. I got my mic on so y'all can see if y'all can pick it up too. See if I can hear any intake noise or anything like that. And then, you know, I'm gonna put it in sport mode once the car warms up a little bit. And then we're gonna punch it a little bit to see if we can hear anything. So let's go ahead and get to a little drive. So like I said, I'm gonna drive normal and I'm gonna see if I can hear anything just doing normal driving. I know when I did the CTS Turbo Intake on the 435, I could really hear a difference immediately. So let's see if we can hear that on the M4. All right, so driving normally, you can kind of hear it a little bit, but only in between probably say 2,000 to 4,000 RPM, you can really hear it. But you can't. But other than that, you don't really hear it a lot unless you're really on it. So now let me go ahead and throw it in the sport mode, which is my M1. Let me do the shifting myself, and let's see what happens in that mode. I think one thing that would probably help the induction noise a lot is if I turn the active sound off. Because I know the active sound in these cars pump in some audio through the speakers, which I'd rather just hear the natural engine noises. So I may go into my Beamer code and delete that active sound to see if that helps too. Because I feel like I'm hearing a lot of, like, I don't know, I have to see what it sounds like before and after the active sound. Because I feel like some stuff is being pumped in and it doesn't really sound like the induction noise. Whereas on my 435, you didn't have that. All right, everyone, so I'm getting ready to get on the highway here. So I'm gonna really get on it a little bit, and let's see what this thing really sounds like. Oh yeah, okay. So when you really get on it, you really can hear the induction noise a lot. And it sounds a lot better when you really get on it. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and got it in Sport Plus. So now we're going to see if it sounds any different in Sport Plus. That's actually an M8 right in front of me. Oh yeah. It sounds a lot different in Sport Plus. You can hear way more induction noise. Sport Plus sounds even more aggressive than Sport. Way more induction noise. You can hear the intake a lot more, which makes sense. All right, man. So that's it, man. So that's the end of the video. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. I definitely wanted to bring y'all this video, man, because I haven't seen any footage, any video, any kind of reviews or anything on the CTS Turbo Intake for the BMW M3, M4 platform with the S55 engine. So definitely want to bring y'all this, man. I would say definitely for bang for buck. I mean, it is a good intake. We will see. Like I said, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I am going to be dynoing this week and within the next 7 days. So definitely stay tuned for that. I'm going to get a baseline dyno with this intake, and we're going to compare it to my last run that I did with the GTS Tune to see if this intake actually added any power. So I'll definitely stay tuned for that. And I'm also got some more power goodies coming soon, man. So y'all stay tuned for that, man. So that's it, man. That's the end of the video. I'm running low on gas. I need to go gas up for my week. And that's it. I'll holler at y'all later, man. Peace.